Super stuff from the Bills' Superman. Here's Josh Allen after an all-time comeback.
Doing good.
Josh, describe your emotion at the end of that. I don't think I've ever seen that reaction out of you after a game, especially that extended reaction.
Well, I mean, it took everybody there. I'm just proud of our team for staying in it. No one on the sideline blinked. I mean, down 15 points, whatever we were, with 5-6 minutes left, staying with it. Fans leaving, the stadium. You got to play this game for 60 minutes, and that's a really good outfit that we just played. And God willing, we take care of business how we're supposed to, and how we think we will. It's probably a team we'll see again. So, they're a greatly coached team. Hats off to them for having a really good game plan. But we stuck in there, and I'm just proud of our guys.
What happened in the first half when you guys had the back-to-back 3-and-outs, but you were able to obviously rebound from that? Just what were you saying to guys on the sideline to kind of get back in a flow?
Just stay with it. Trust it. Trust what Joe's calling. That's all we did. Just try to take it one game at a time. No matter how far down we are, we don't look at the scoreboard. We just try to go out there and execute our play.
You just said how guys didn't blink on the sideline. What was that like keeping everyone in the game despite, being down when you were so late? What were the conversations like? What was it like on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, basically saying, we're still in this. It's a 2-score game. We score, defense get a stop. We get to go out there again. And, hats off to our defense in that, the last 3 or 4 drives, playing some big boy football. That's a really, really good offense. It's a really good team. So, yeah.
For them to get the takeaway when it happened, what was it like, the reaction on the sideline for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it takes that sometimes to go your way. The 4th down tip touchdown to Keon. Again, sometimes the ball's got to bounce your way, and it bounced our way tonight.
What about Keon? Have you been starting with him stepping up?
Sometimes you got to make your bounces as well, and that's what Josh Allen did in this game. A look at his fourth quarter numbers. This is just the fourth quarter. 16 of 21, 269, and I will offer correction. More passing yards than 21 quarterbacks had in their entire games here in week 1 as Allen stands tall in the biggest moments and offers Buffalo a night to remember.
Loss, very disappointing. We're just going to have to regroup and get ready to go play a long season. We got 16 games in front of us, and good football team, tough environment. Obviously, we did many good things, but we didn't play well at the end. Two big situations. The 4th down play. I mean, that's kind of a play that you don't really expect to happen. I mean, it's pretty lucky play, but they made it. And between the scrambles, Josh Allen played a great game, obviously, especially at the end in the 4th quarter to make those plays. Scramble plays, extended completions, and then a couple big pass plays. So that's it, and we're disappointed, but we'll be fine. Questions, Jeff?
How do you feel about it?
Excuse me?
You mentioned you have to recruit.
Yeah, we'll go back to work. We'll go back to work like we always do. We've been here before. This is how the NFL works. It's a tough league. You play tough games in tough environments, and hopefully you learn from it and keep getting better. You get better throughout the course of the season, become the team you're going to be. It's a long journey.
John, there's been a few of these losses of 2-score leads in the 4th quarter over the last 2 seasons. For this one, what's the pattern and why does it keep repeating?
Well, you got to make plays. I mean, you got to make plays on the ball. You got to get sacks. You got to turn the ball over. They got 4 downs, so it's kind of hard to play even. You've got to come up with a turnover somewhere. You got to knock the ball out, get a stop. The 4th down stop would have been a play, but he threw it back there and they made the play on the extended scramble. So that's what you have to do. You have to make a play and get off the field. You got to extend. Stay on the field. We've had situations where we have done that in the past, but there have been too many of them. But we'll get ready for the Browns.
What were your thoughts on Lamar?
Sometimes you can just hear the sting in the voice, and that is one of those times. Teams with 40-plus points and 235 or more rushing yards, 277-0 prior to this game.
Wow.
In NFL history, the first such loss. I see you reacting to the comments from the coach, maybe not engaging with the reality of what just occurred.
So the question is posed to Harbaugh about, like, hey, basically, there's a trend here. This kind of keeps happening. And he just says, you know, we got to go back to work, got to make plays. They made plays, we didn't. And I understand that that answer can probably be very unsatisfactory, unfulfilling to Ravens fans who, over the last couple of years, have seen some fourth quarter leads slip away, have been in big games where the team, for whatever reason, failed to meet the moment. I would say to that, is Harbaugh supposed to just sort of like, you know, let his heart bleed right here and be like, yeah, guys, we know we just can't finish games and we'll just have to figure it out, you know, next week. You know, you talked about something earlier, B-Mac, about how this loss can sometimes feel like two losses. So now you can't let this loss, you can't carry it into week 2 against the Cleveland Browns, who are just in a dogfight with the Cincinnati Bengals, who will play you tough no matter what you think their roster is, because that's AFC North ball, right? But then look at their schedule after that. The Ravens have the Lions, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Rams, and then your Bears. All up into that Chicago Bears game that comes after the bye, those are playoff teams. And so, yes, you just played a playoff team. You just lost right here, and you lost in devastating fashion. Let's be clear about it. No one gives up 15-point leads in the fourth quarter in high-level ball. That just happened. But after this Browns game, you better get it together. You absolutely better to get it together, or else we're not talking about we're going to see these two teams in January.
Yeah, it makes no difference how you engage with the reality of what just happened to you. It's what they do moving forward from here. And it's hard to be positive about this performance when you look at the end scene, but there is a lot to be positive about. Talk to me, Pat, about the math problem that this Ravens offense presents. You got 22 standing next to 8, and if the box is loaded, he's dicing you up on the deep crossers. If you're light in the box, hand it to the king. It's going to be a team there with another opportunity to prove wrong what we've seen time and again.
I mean, the Baltimore Ravens have literally the best offensive weaponry around the league. They have the best running quarterback and arguably the best running back in the league as far as downhill running. By far. Now they just have to find a way to win in these moments. Like Max said, you have to learn how to win in these moments. You can't continue to learn how to lose in these moments, because at the end of the day, the Baltimore Ravens have aspirations on being in the playoffs. And playoff games typically come down to one possession.
Yeah.
So if you continue to lose these games the way that you have been, how are you going to win these big moments in the playoffs?
When you look at Baltimore, I mean, you never question the talent, the skill set, the ability to execute. You just question the ability to finish. That's what we saw last year. You remember early in the year last year, they played against the Raiders at home. They were up big time on the Raiders, and the Raiders found a way to come back in that ball game late in the fourth quarter. These things have just surfaced with this team too often for them to be this good of a team with these superstar players that you mentioned on either side of the football field just to squander fourth quarter leads. I mean and there you have it right there.
It's not a graphic they belong on.
Right.
Yeah, look at the quality of the two teams and what they've been through over the last 5 seasons. The Baltimore Ravens do not belong in that family, and they nearly double those two teams.
And the most confusing part when you talk about the last 5 seasons, if you want to just shorten that and just say the last 2 seasons, when they have these leads, the best way to finish a game is to do what? Run the football. Who's been known to have one of the best running offenses in the National Football League? The Baltimore Ravens. So they have the key recipe for finishing ball games, but they just find ways to mess it up.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. If you look at it, recipe is the perfect example, right? If you follow that recipe perfectly, if you say, yeah, you need Derrick Henry to go rush for 170 yards. I need Lamar Jackson to have a passer rating of 130 plus. I need Zay Flowers to go out there and catch 120 plus, right?
Yeah.
There's your recipe.
You got it.
Right. Your opponent has failed on 3 2-point conversions. That's it. But yet somehow the pie was made terribly at the end of it.
Yeah. It's interesting stuff here to wrap your head around everything that they are and what they still do lack. And again, their talent's going to get them in a position to show us if they're going to be somebody else coming down the stretch. But for a second consecutive year, and maybe last year doesn't file into the same basket, but it's a toe out of bounds for Isaiah Likely. Heartbreak against the Chiefs. They start this season with a different brand of heartbreak, but heartbreak no less. Let's get back to the positive, because it's been a great day of NFL football. We give thanks for week 1, and I think some positive to be taken by the performance of Keon Coleman, Mac, because he was not developing in week 1 the way we expected him to develop in year 2. We weren't seeing those things. But as Josh Allen put it, just his guys stayed with it.
Yeah.
And we see some great stuff in the fourth quarter from Keon.
You know what? The sense of urgency the Bills had to display might have created a new relationship for Josh Allen and his potential wide receiver 1 in Keon Coleman. Because up until that point, we saw spurts of maybe flashes of Keon showing up, but then in the fourth quarter, he showed up big time, and Josh started to feed him and believe, I'm putting the football where I know my guy can get it, and he will come down with it. 11 targets, 8 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. And he should have had one more if he didn't get tripped up late in the fourth quarter. So maybe what we saw in tonight's matchup, guys, because of the sense of urgency they had to play with, a new wide receiver 1 being birthed in Buffalo, and he's wearing number 0. Now, remember, coming out of a training camp, all we heard was Keon is taking the next step. He's looking really good. We didn't really see that in the first 3 quarters, but something clicked within him, and you can tell the confidence was starting to be there based on his skill set and how he was delivering with big-time catches. So, to your point, there are a lot of positives, no question to take about Buffalo and winning, but in terms of the offense and the structure, maybe they're starting to show that, hey, Keon is now ready to embrace that wide receiver 1 role. And if that's the case, look out, because we know Josh Allen can throw footballs to me, make me look like I'm a wide receiver 3. But now you got a guy like Keon, this offense can really be deadly.
What about the Buffalo Bills' stamina and that they were able to keep it going in the fourth quarter? We can talk about that sort of intangible, sort of nebulous belief, but the fact is, like, Keon Coleman came on while the Baltimore Ravens started to fall back, right? We saw Roquan Smith out there not necessarily look like the Roquan Smith in the fourth quarter that he looked like in the first quarter, really in the third quarter, right? And so is there something to, I don't know if it's conditioning or whatever you want to call it, but the Buffalo Bills seemed far more primed and ready to go as the game wore on than the Baltimore Ravens did, in my opinion.
The force of a team effort on this night from the Buffalo Bills, specifically in that fourth quarter. But sometimes you have to win as one in a pack of your own.
I'm the lone wolf. I'm sitting on that phone by myself. And it's not a matter of if the Bills win.
Oh, here we go.
It's when they win.
We just had to run that back because I just wanted to get that one more time.
Hey, but you know what, though? Real quick, when we were watching the game, you guys remember I said it could have been the second quarter. But I said, you know what? I did say it was over. I believe I was wavering a little bit. I did say it's over. But remember, I said the Ravens will find a way to screw it up.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
I said that, too.
You said it.
I said they'll find a way to screw it up.
You covered your bases.
I covered every base. But this, man, listen, this is how you want to finish week 1 on a Sunday, man, for us and the way how this game finished for the Baltimore Ravens and finished for the Buffalo Bills. If you didn't have a dog in the race, you enjoyed great, entertaining football from 2 high-level coaches, 2 high-level quarterbacks, 2 high-level teams. And this is what it's supposed to be in terms of all the waiting we were doing, getting ready for week 1, Sunday, kickoff Sunday. Sunday night game did not disappoint at all. But, yeah, I said it wasn't about if. It's about when we
Got a
win.
feeling we're going to hear that plenty more this season. Give me one more, Bryant McFadden.
Not about if, but when.
Quite a game there in Buffalo. Pleasure watching it with you fellas. Pleasure breaking it down as well. Josh Allen in the fourth quarter. Take another gander. Only player in the last 35 seasons with 250-plus total yards and 3 total touchdowns in the fourth quarter of a win. All the way back, Josh and the gang, winners in week 1.